Welcome back from the break, and you're still watching Sunrise at Sea right here on CTV, and we are still in our views segment. So today we are going to be discussing something that actually I've felt this a lot of times, and I think a lot of people have, or many people could have, and it's called imposter syndrome. So what inspired this conversation today is because I have been feeling useless and hopeless recently. So today I really wanted to talk about it and get it off my chest. And if you're watching, maybe I will be able to speak some hope and love into your soul. So if you want to be a part of our conversation, please go to our social media handles, and that's on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Please leave your comment. Don't forget to use the hashtag CTV Sunrise. Let me know how you feel and what you think, because today I'm checking in. Are you okay? Are you really okay? And these are conversations that I think that we should have, genuinely, and also more often. It's a Monday, it's another fresh day, another fresh start to the week, and today we want to give you motivation and inspiration to keep fighting the good fight. So today, ladies, we are going to be discussing imposter syndrome. And if you don't know what imposter syndrome is, by definition, imposter syndrome is also called perceived fraudulence. It involves feelings of self-doubt and personal incompetence that persist despite your education, experience, and accomplishments. So ladies, let's just dive right into it. Have you ever felt this way before? Kira is shaking. You're shaking your head.
I feel like this is me literally all the time, every day, or I should say. And sometimes I've gotten a pep talk from so many people. Yeah, you can do this. You've done that. You can do better. Blah, blah. If they can do it, you can do it. And like they say, it doesn't matter what kind of education you have, what you've actually accomplished, what kind of people you surround yourself with. It's a very, very tight sport, And I feel like sometimes talking to someone tends to help me. Because like I said, I'm at 100 or 110, and it's not an easy thing, but I also mastered that I can't have it all figured out in one day.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't have it all figured out in one day. It may be hard now, yeah, but with time you get through it. With time you get through it, with a constant reminder of yourself, taking those notes, telling yourself you're great every morning, or telling yourself you can actually do something that you think you can't do, but people believe you can actually do it. I think it actually does help. So yes, much as many of us may not want to accept this, but I struggle with imposter syndrome.
You say something very profound, and something you say that you can't get it right or all figured out in just one day. And I think that is something that we should all learn to tell ourselves every day. Yeah. Even when you make mistakes, even when you think that there's no way to, recover from whatever the situation is, just keep on reminding yourself, Rome was not built in one day. Well, according to 2020 reviews, it says that 9% to 82% of people experience imposter syndrome.
That's a high
This
number.
is a very, very common occurrence, and I think some people just do not know it, that they have it. I think they may sometimes mistake it for things like, say, low self-esteem, or anxiety, or depression. You get
it comes in many forms, actually.
Yes,
it does come in many forms. However, for me, yes, I have experienced imposter syndrome, but I like what Kira said, and I also like the question that you asked, and you were genuine about it and authentic about it. Are you okay?
Are you?
Wake up in the morning, ask your workmate, ask the driver that brings you to work, ask the person that makes you tea and coffee, ask them, are you okay? You'll be amazed by the feedback you'll actually get from them. Most of the time when I'm going through this whole frenzy of I'm not believing in myself, or I think I am not enough, I wish someone would actually ask Shivan, are you okay? Because what you see on the outside is actually not what is on the inside. But yet again, you can't be Superman, you can't be everyone's superhero, you can't be the knight in the shining armor, Once in a while you're going to have setbacks, you're going to have disappointment, and that's okay.
Yeah.
It is okay to fail. It is okay not to be able to do something. Don't be so hard on yourself. yourself, because life is short, guys. I mean, if you've not been able to accomplish a certain task today, tomorrow presents a better chance, you know. Like Kira said, you cannot finish everything in one day. So you need to be kind to yourself, but also have honest conversations, not with someone else, but with yourself. I like to have conversations with myself in front of a mirror, and I'm like, but Shivan, today you messed up. You made a fool on yourself on TV, and what you did was bad. But hey, tomorrow is a Tuesday, you can do better. Are you ready? And I'm like, yes, I'm ready. Have honest conversations with yourself. Wake up in the morning. If you're feeling low, it is okay to have low energy. You can't be a constant energy queen throughout the day.
Yes.
I mean, so it is okay if you wake up in the morning and you're feeling low and you're like, Shivan, you know what? You're feeling low. Yes, I'm feeling low. But what are we going to do about it? Do you want a cappuccino? Do you want coffee? I mean, what drinks? What, do you want a Red Bull?
What do you need to
what do you
kickstart,
need to
you
get
know?
started?
Yeah.
Do you need to talk to someone about what you're going through?
Yeah.
So it depends. How are you going to get over what you're feeling right now? But again, it is very important, and I want to encourage a lady, especially because I'm a lady. I just want to encourage the women that are watching us this morning, that you are worth loving, you are beautiful, you deserve to be where you are, by the way. You deserve to be where you are. No one got you there apart from yourself, because if you didn't want to be there, you would have chosen to walk out of it, either work or a relationship. So don't think so low of yourself. You are a queen.
Yeah.
What about you, Sandra?
Yes, I do. I have encountered imposter syndrome. I still do from time to time, and it took me a lot, like, to be sincere with myself and have candid conversations with myself, like what Shivan said. And like, I would excel in school, and I would just discredit myself. Like, other people would have, like, and I was pregnant during this time. I went to school when I was pregnant for both my kids. And like, I was there every day, and I did very well. But I kept on saying, you know what, maybe
You'd have done better.
yeah, no, maybe the paper wasn't that hard. Maybe like I would, and I had passed, yeah? But I think that for me, once I looked deep down, is I feel that this cropped up from people growing up to me as a child that told me I wasn't good enough. They thought I was not up for the challenge. So I grew up thinking, you know what, I'm average. I can't do this, I can't do that. Yeah. So I think like we should track back and see, especially when it comes to our children, what we tell them growing up
Very true.
can really impact their lives later on. If you do not encourage them, if you do not tell them they are enough, yeah, if you know, you're not there to support them, to be their biggest cheerleader and to support them, yeah, and to mentor them, then they grow up to be very, very strong-minded individuals, yeah, and they would not second-guess themselves at every turn that they get to. So I think that this is very important when it comes to raising our children, because many people suffer from this and they never really get past it.
True.
And then that means they cannot seize all the opportunities, and it stunts their growth. So
That's true. Well, a number of things are associated, attributed to triggering imposter syndrome, and one of them could be personality traits. Like, are you a perfectionist? Are you the person who likes to get things, you know, done the right way, how you want them done? Also, another thing is family background, and that is one theory, is that imposter syndrome is rooted in families where they value achievement above anything else. So if you perhaps had your parents, you know, dictate all your life decisions and always tell you that they know better for you than actually also consulting you on what it is that you want to do with your life, that could also be a reason of imposter syndrome. I remember growing up, my family loves me a whole lot, and my parents were very big, are still very big on academics. You must pass, you know, academically. But for me, Apollo Sarah, I was not about that life. Honestly, I was not about that life. For me, my talents and strengths were rooted and attributed in MDD. I loved MDD and sports, like all my childhood, and you know, throughout school it was MDD and education, and we always had our parents saying, that is not going to take you anywhere, because of course they were right. At the time, the country was not doing a lot to to encourage people to thrive in these fields of music, you know, drama, and also sports. Now the government, I have to give them credit where it's due. They're doing so much now to support people in these fields. But back then it was not. And I understand now what my parents were trying to do. Like, Sarah, go to school, study, pass those sciences, you know, get the distinctions, get into a good university, get a job, and life will be easy for you. But now, of course, now that I'm older and we can have, you know, candid, honest conversations, they are quite supportive, very supportive. My family watches it every morning. So yes, I love you guys and thank you. So it's very important to break the silence about imposter syndrome. And I'd like to give some ways in which you can overcome imposter syndrome, and you'll see them on the screen right now. Number one is break the silence. You must talk about it. And if you felt that it is triggered by, say, your parents, have a conversation with them. You know, let them know how you feel. Let them know that when they make certain comments, it makes you feel inadequate. Number two is separate feelings from fact. The fact is that you are qualified for that job. When you're picked out of thousands of applicants, you are qualified for that job. That is a fact. It doesn't matter how you feel. Your feelings of inadequacy are not valid in this moment. You are valid. If that man chose to marry you and make you his wife, that is a fact. He chose you. Okay? Yeah. Forget all your insecurities or your feelings of inadequate. That is a fact. So learn to separate feelings from fact. It's okay to feel, you know, terrible sometimes about yourself, but that is not how you are actually. Number three, accentuate the positives. You know, clap for yourself really loud whenever you overcome. Even if you did one sit-up this morning, that is a good thing. Hey, we're on our journey to body goals. Eh? And the last one is develop a healthy response to failure and mistakes. Like Kira said, Rome was not built in one day. And you cannot fix everything in just one day. It takes time, it takes a lot of patience, and just because you fall does not mean you can't get up, no matter the situation. So ladies, I would like to ask you, what keeps you motivated? What makes you want to keep going even when you feel you do not want to?
I feel what keeps me going. Nothing comes easy. Yeah, nothing comes easy, and or should I say, good things don't come easy. Yeah, so with me, it's all about the hard work, the focus, the constant determination that keeps me going, and knowing that I may not have gotten it today, but tomorrow, who knows? Tables may turn from 0 to 100. So yeah, it's knowing at the back of my mind that nothing great comes easy.
Yeah.
For me, it's being kind to myself and also encouraging people to be kind to others. I love what you post on your status sometimes. You know, the times when Sarah actually is intentional and she posts on her status, be kind today. It is very important that you're kind to others, but also you're kind to yourself. Let me tell you something. The little things matter. You know, it's very absurd, the kind of world that you live in. You find someone walking and you probably throw a comment like, guy, you have gained so much weight. That's not a greeting. It is wrong.
That's true.
Some people will not take it lightly. Or you find someone with acne or something and you're like, what happened to your face? Dude, I already know what's going on in my face. You do not have to remind me. You're already triggering the fact that I do not feel beautiful enough or good enough. So I make sure when I see such comments coming, or even when they come before I actually deflect them, I will make sure they do not get to my mind, because when they do, it's terrible, because you'll be moving around and wondering, oh God, how do I look? How does my stomach look? Do I look okay? Is my face that bad? And you're just so cautious of how you look. So for me, it goes back to being kind. Be kind to yourself, but also other people need to learn to be kind. Let us learn to be kind human beings. Do not call out someone. It is not nice and it is very rude.
What about you, Sandra? What keeps you motivated?
I am relentless. I have a ravenous appetite for success. Like, if I don't make it today, I just have to keep my eye on the ball, and I have to keep on going. One thing that I've really internalized is don't give up. Yeah? Don't give up. Just take a moment, relax, regroup, and go back. Yeah, don't give up and just say, you know what, I can't do this. Yeah, just do that. Step away, take time to yourself, rethink. Yeah, and I feel that when people like fall down or they fail, they want to get up so fast and try again. Yeah. I don't do that. I don't get up immediately because I need to process what made me fail. What could I have done differently? So that I have this new perspective and then I can go back again and try again. So for me, that works for me.
Well, different people have different ways in which they keep themselves motivated and inspired, but I'd like you to learn to ask yourself why. Why am I doing this? Why am I waking up in the morning? Why am I going to my job? Why am I having this conversation? Why? Okay, learn to ask yourself why, because when you ask yourself why, it helps you, one, self-reflect, two, hold yourself accountable. It gives you a sense of responsibility. And I know it can be hard, and I know someone right now has probably woken up and is feeling hopeless and is feeling defeated, probably has no money to pay their rent, probably is worried school is opening next year and they do not even know where they're going to get money for school fees, or somebody's probably, suffering or battling an illness that, nobody knows of. Somebody is probably is struggling in their marriage right now, and you just want to give up. But ask yourself why. When you find out the reason why you have to keep fighting, that right there gives you the push that you need. Learn to ask yourself why. So I was on the internet looking for assistance with my imposter syndrome, because many times people think that you have to go to a therapist or see a psychologist or talk to somebody. But one thing that people don't understand, I guess, sometimes is the power of your smartphone. All the information that you need about your feelings is on your smartphone. Sometimes you don't know how to clinically define what you're feeling, but just go on your browser and say, I am feeling this way today. I feel sad, I feel gloomy, I feel moody, I feel worthless. And you will get a whole search engine of everything. And now just take the time and read through. I think we should learn to take responsibility for ourselves. Don't wait for somebody to come and tell you, oh, you must be depressed, or you must be having anxiety, or it must be imposter syndrome. Try and find this information yourself. So anyway, I came across an article by a lady called Irene Adeke, and she has a blog that she writes, and it's called Being Irene. So she had a conversation with a number of young, thriving, successful women in their different fields and careers. And she asked them, do you ever feel imposter syndrome? And she interviewed about 5 ladies, but I would like to quote 3. So the first lady I'm going to quote is Evelyn Karunji, and she is an author, interior decorator, and lifestyle blogger. And she said, I asked myself, are you truly putting your best work in that season out? That became my guiding question to dealing with imposter syndrome. It mattered very little what anyone had to think about my work, because I was confident that I had truly done the best I could do in my ability. You see, ask yourself, why am I doing this? The next one comes from another lady called Kemigisha Fiona, and she's a digital creator and natural hair enthusiast. And she says, how I deal? She said, I made friends with her, and that is her imposter syndrome. That is imposter syndrome, and that is the voice in her head that is telling her that she's not good enough. She said that she calls her Nalu. And she said, acknowledging her helped me come to terms with the fact that she is not going anywhere. For as long as we are human, we will face self-doubt now and then. And then she says, and in those moments, I listen and I say, Nalu, I hear you, but I am going to need you to go and take a seat over there so that I can get work done. So it's also good to acknowledge your demons, if I may say. Talk to them head on and say, not today. Today is not the day. I need to get this done. I need to do what I have to do. And the last quote comes in from a lady called Fiona Laka, and she is a a medical student and a health and lifestyle blogger. And she said, I deal with imposter syndrome in a couple of ways. One is affirmations. I affirm myself out of it. I constantly have to remind myself that, you know what? You got this. I talk myself to where I want to be. Affirmations are also very important. Like what Shivan says, she has a full-blown conversation with herself. Calls a board meeting every morning. It's like, today, we are not doing this, okay? You will sit down. You will sit over there. You will take the bag.
Like when I'm having a bad hair day, I'm like, my hair. I'm going to pull you. You are there, get into shape.
So any parting shots? What is I know we all have quotes that keep us, going. And for me, one of them is, your fear of looking stupid is wasting a lot of time. And that is a quote by a DJ in the United States, and she's called Jay Shala. And she posted that quote, and she said, your fear of looking stupid is wasting a lot of time. With people who are dealing with imposter syndrome and feeling inadequate and have a lot of self-doubt, you always think that, okay, if I spoke up, if I said my answer, or if I gave my view or brought my idea forward, it's going to be, it's stupid. You feel like it is stupid. But no, it is never stupid. What's the worst thing that could happen? No. And I understand that rejection is quite difficult for people to accept. I also find being told no very hard and harsh and unnecessary. Why are you saying no to me? but it is necessary. But it is absolutely necessary, because it's probably not your time now, but it doesn't mean it won't be your time tomorrow. So for me, that is my quote. What about you, Siobhan?
Mine is from the Bible, and it's Romans 12:2. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
Oh, wow. Say that again.
For I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Romans chapter 12, verse 2.
What about you, Kira? What is your quote? What keeps you going?
What keeps me going is that I've been able to make it through the tough times, the moments I actually thought I would never get over. And those are the moments I've actually even thrived the most for some reason. So, like I keep telling people, or like I say, Rome was not built in one day. If it fails today, you can try it tomorrow, you can try it the other day, but remember to sit back and reevaluate yourself. Try to figure out, why is this happening? Like Sarah said, why? Why? Ask yourself that question, and you keep moving.
All right, so that's it, and that's all we had for you on this segment of our views. If you want to be a part of the conversation, I would like to know how you are doing today. How are you doing? Are you okay? I really want to know. Yes, DM me. Please go to my, I'm very serious about this, by the way. You could just send me a thumbs up emoji or a smiling emoji. If you're not okay, please let me know, because I genuinely want to know. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, and that is at ApolloSarah1. I genuinely want to know, how are you doing? And that is all I had. Don't forget to be kind today. Be a nice person. We are all going through some crazy things. The world is up in flames, but we have to keep on being a brother's keeper, and you are just as strong as the next person right next to you. So be kind today. Keep watching Sunrise at Sea. Don't blink.
We do thank you for being a part of Sunrise at Sea, right from when we started 7 a.m. up until now at 9 a.m. Special thanks to the people behind the scenes. We appreciate you and we love you. And of course to you, our viewers, for being with us every single day. I hope you were able to pick a thing or two, but also even as we say goodbye. I mean, like we have just discussed on our last Our Views segment, it's very important that you think highly of yourself, but also if you're having a gloomy day, if you wake up and you're not feeling like you're up for a challenge, or if you're having a low side, it's very important that you have honest conversations with yourself. I, for one, am here to tell you that you can be anything that you want to be, as long as you set your mind to it. Otherwise, from the team and I, goodbye and see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Don't blink.